2019 Citroën C5 Aircross Review. The Citroën C5 Aircross joins its similarly badged C3 sister car to help increase the French car company's lineup inside the super-competitive SUV market. It's going to ought to be good to create a dent in a very sector that's so crowded, with cars such as Volkswagen Tiguan, Seat Ateca and Ford Kuga Alwachi proving so well liked. It's not Citroen's first crossover of brand new times. The distinctive C4 Cactus may be on sale since 2014, though it was repackaged like a more conventional hatchback in 2019, whilst the 7-seater C-Crosser would be a clone with the previous generation Mitsubishi Outlander. But the C5 Aircross is definitely an altogether different proposition, heading suitable for the medium-sized family SUV market. At 4.50 meters in size it sits involving the Peugeot 3008 and 5008 with regards to size. SUVs it shares a lot of its underpinnings and mechanical components with. Similarly, it's closely relevant to not merely the DS7 Crossback, but in addition the Vauxhall Grandland X. As with all the recently facelifted C4 Cactus, the C5 Aircross majors on style and comfort, and is particularly available using a raft of personalization options, which prove very popular with family car buyers. What definitely makes the 2019 Citroën C5 Aircross different? Citroens are renowned for ride comfort, a trait the company's bosses want to focus their attention. Let's start work on forthcoming models. The C5 Aircross will be the first model designed together with the Citroën advanced comfort philosophy at heart from the outset, even though the revised C4 Cactus hatchback has some of these developments retrospectively installed. Chief one of many hardware changes is usually a suspension setup in doing what Citroën calls progressive hydraulic cushions. It doesn't completely replicate the famed magic carpet ride of hydropneumatic Citroens of old, but as we'll see, it lets you do iron out of the majority of surface imperfections without making the C5 Aircross list such as a ship anytime you encounter most. Furthermore, Citroen's equipped the C5 Aircross with soft and supportive sofa-like seats that has a massage function, suggested for the front bear. There's fashionable reclining backrest function and seat slider to the 3 individual seats comprise the rear bench. The cabin is trimmed in soothing hues, and all on the touchpoints look durable and also a decent quality. Double glazed acoustic insulating glass may also be available. Distinctive and functional 2019 Citroën C5 Aircross styling. Recent hallmarks of Citroen's distinctive design language can be found and correct while using C5 Aircross, most famously the eyebrow-like LED day running lights with main headlamp units nestled separately below. There's a smattering of air bumps, think toughened bubble wrap, on the lower edges from the doors to get a dash of rugged protection. Unique, thus far, a minimum of to your C5 Aircross would be the chrome look hoops throughout the side door windows, using a subtle third bit of glass appearing blacked out to your back. LED-rich tail lamps are bisected by the wide opening tailgate, as the exterior could be spruced up further with flashes of red detailing. There's an upmarket look on the distinctive cabin, boasting a 12.3-inch infotainment screen on high-spec versions, that has a wide center console with an electronic instrument binnacle directly ahead from the driver. Citroën C5 Aircross, petrols, diesels and, later, FF. For launch, the Citroën C5 Aircross will be provided by a variety of latest generation Euro 6.2 engines accessible in petrol-powered flavors, PureTech 130S and S6 speed manual and PureTech 180S and S8. There is likewise 3 diesel versions, the Blue Eddy 136 speed manual, Blue Eddy 130S and S8 and Blue Eddy 180S and S8. Citroën says that this new 8-speed auto is 7% extremely effective than the outgoing 6-speeder. Also confirmed is that this SUV will be provided by a 300 horsepower petrol-electric plug-in hybrid powertrain after that launch, the only real model within the range with 4-wheel drive. It has a battery-only array of 40 miles, and joins kids in late 2020. Citroën expects which the sales split between petrol and diesel inside the UK would be described as a straight 50-50, a compelling reminder of how family members' car marketplace is changing to reflect the views of buyers who want to leave the diesel for old. Citroën C5 Aircross model range. They work just like pared-down entry-level models. Instead, we have a 3-tier range, starting while using Feel version. That is included with 17-inch wheels, 12.3-inch digital instruments with an 8.0-inch touch screen. This model is available in 130 horsepower PureTech and Blue Eddy engines. Next up would be the Flare, consisting of 18-inch wheels, front parking sensors, a reversing camera, the advanced comfort seats as standard, a sat-nav upgrade, tinted glass and leather and cloth upholstery. This could be the model that Citroën expects to trade the most of inside the UK. Top in the range is Flare Plus, brings active LED headlights and adaptive cruise control, a panoramic roof, 19-inch alloys plus a really appealing brown leather interior. A fuller listing of tech is listed below. Grip control with hill assist descent, hill start assist, cornering lights function, trailer stability control, mirror screen function, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, Citroën Connect nav, Citroën Connect box with SOS and assistance, wireless smartphone charging, the connected cam Citroën dash cam. Connected online services are offered, as will quite a few driver assistance systems tasked with preventing via being involved in an accident. These include autonomous emergency braking, post-collision safety braking, active departure warning system, active lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control with stop and go, collision risk alert, coffee break alert, driver attention alert, extended traffic sign recognition and recommendation. Highway driver assist combines adaptive cruise control with stop and go and also the active lane departure warning system to deal with driving semi-autonomously in specific driving conditions. Intelligent beam headlights. What's the Citroën C5 Aircross like inside? The controls and driving position are typically pretty much as they are from the C5 Aircross's PSA cousins. That is to claim that you'll enjoy it if you want your secondary controls, like heating and climate control, principally driven through the central touch screen. We don't, especially the one that lacks responsiveness and usability such as this one. There's bags of room up front and inside the rear, that has a very generously proportioned central cubby, which can be more than capable of taking all of your current paraphernalia. Impressive aspects include the squashy, yet supportive, seats, along with the interior quality, that has taken a major leap over Citroëns of old, and must now be considered up there together with the class leaders. But within the pursuit of quality, none from the design flair that you might expect coming from a flagship. For the time being, Citroën is skimped upon. The rear is roomy for 3 passengers, plus the adjustable, reclining seats back there serve a significant purpose. Sadly, for the moment, there is not any 7-seat version, which implies you'll need a Peugeot 5008 if you want to shift the best way to. What's the Citroën C5 Aircross love to drive? We drove both PureTech petrol and Blue Eddy versions in range-topping 180 horsepower form, and both impressed for several reasons. In the case from the diesel, it pairs up well while using E-State transmission, resulting in a very relaxed, laid-back driving experience that complements its overall refinement. It never feels fast, 0 to 62 miles per hour in 11.5 seconds, just long-legged. The PureTech petrol is refined and punchier, 0 to 62 miles per hour takes 8.2 seconds, plus suits the nature with the C5 Aircross. Again, not quick feeling while traveling, but greater than happy to roll along at motorway speeds without feeling in any respect stressed. Out in the pair, we'd forego kids and ultimate economy with the diesel version and head straight for your petrol due to the refinement and willing nature. We'll wait to supply a definitive verdict until we've driven the 130 horsepower twins, but given how good the 1.2-litre PureTech petrol is, we're able to bet this one will probably be the star in the range. Is the C5 Aircross as comfortable as it were? Yes. Keen drivers may not warm to its unsporting nature, nevertheless for those who value ride comfort, the C5 Aircross delivers all that was promised in it. Those progressive hydraulic cushions go about doing their stuff. We tested the automobile on rough roads in Morocco, and really made it happen feel flustered. Most impressive may be the way the C5 Aircross handles changes from big dips and bumps to small imperfections, taking them of their stride. And unlike the pre-production prototype we drove earlier in 2019, little road noise is transmitted to the cabin, regardless if tackling probably the most brutal ruts and potholes. If you carry many passengers, and wish to crack on, you may well not agree with all the amount of body roll in bends. Equally it might pitch on undulating surfaces, however the body control is in fact very good. Dial it back, though, along with the comfort wins over, it is not a car to rush you around in, and can't make bones about this. When can I pick the Citroën C5 Aircross? Citroën opens an order books on its sole new SUV range in December 2019, although configurator is Alwachi online. Prices start at £23,225 to get PUTEC 130S and S6 speed manual and rise to £32,725 to get a blue AJD-180S and S8 8-speed automatic. UK deliveries begin in January 2019. Petrol power would be the only option. All engines need making an effort. Turbo petrol could possibly be worth awaiting. If you're considering a Kia Picanto because your next car, likelihood is you're not racing it around country lanes or located on the motorway for many miles at a stretch. That's a very important thing because Kia Picanto performance isn't the strongest when you wish to press on. However, that's not what this car is about whatsoever, so it will be unfair to mark it down for not managing something just like a big saloon. Around town, the entry-level 1.0-litre petrol with 67 horsepower feels surprisingly eager because of respectable throttle response and also a thrummy 3-cylinder soundtrack egging yourself on. Come to your hill though, and yes, it runs out of puff promptly, meaning you should gain, and gaze after, momentum coming up to it, or make good use with the 5-speed manual gearbox. Luckily, it's slick and precise, which has a short throw whenever you should change down a cog or two. Keep the revs high and its particular 96 Nm of torque will endeavor to drag you within the hill. This engine may go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 14.3 seconds, so don't seek to initiate any drag races on the lights unless you're on a bicycle. Offering more responsive performance would be the 1.25-litre with 84 horsepower and 122 Nm of torque, again driven through front wheels, as well as a 5-speed manual gearbox. A 4-speed automatic is also provided with this engine. It's usually the one to go for when you regularly drive out of town as a result of more power and torque. It's that touch more flexible, so you won't end up changing down gears quite as often. However, it doesn't hold the character from the 3-cylinder unit and isn't that inspiring to rev out towards the red line. This engine can take the Picanto from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 12.0 seconds, 13.7 seconds for your auto. The 1.0-litre TGDI more likely to be the antidote when you need more performance, however want some 3-cylinder character. Where yet they are driving the Picanto using this engine installed, but a 0 to 62 miles per hour duration of 10.1 seconds is usefully nippier versus the other two offerings, but it'll without doubt be the costlier option. For now, when you're just pootling about town, the 1.0-litre is right and will maintain the costs down. If you choose to need to stretch its legs on the weekend, the 1.25-litre is likely to make motorway driving a tad bit more relaxing and much less labored. Gearboxes. Standard on all versions on the Picanto is really a 5-speed manual gearbox. It's slick and precise, make use of, and feels well matched for the car's engines and character. The gear lever falls easily to hand, and also the throw with the gearbox isn't long, either. Those looking for an automatic possess the option of going for the 4-speed automatic, which we're yet to sample. It's only available while using 1.2-litre petrol though. Composed handling. Accurate steering. But still not exciting. Kia worked hard to enhance the way in which the newest Picanto handles. Despite being precisely the same overall length as the auto it replaces, the wheelbase has become lengthened by 15 mm as well as the wheels at the moment are right in the edges with the car, not merely boosting interior space but in addition its stability on the streets. It's noticeable too, with civilized road manners making the Picanto feel a greater car laptop or computer really is. Body control is tidy with simply a little roll present over the corners, as the stiffened anti-roll bars allow the vehicle to corner more flatly. The steering is well weighted too, avoiding the normal issue of artificially light-feeling steering that afflicts lots of its city car rivals. Impressive quantities of grip mean you are able to corner inside the Picanto faster than you believe, and that is reassuring should you ever misjudge a good bend, by way of example. On the move, the Picanto feels agile, particularly if zipping around city streets. The turning circle is tight and visibility is perfect for maneuvering, too. The Picanto also seems to T-watch the cloths line between comfortable and sporty. While it drives well, it doesn't have overly firm suspension that jars over harsh bumps inside the road. It copes admirably when presented that has a pothole or broken road surfaces and not transmits them towards the cabin an excessive amount of. It strikes a remarkable balance. However, if comfort is the best priority, we'd stay away from the 16-inch trims on sporty high-spec trim levels. They might look nice, however the effect on ride comfort is noticeable. The imperfections of any normal road surface are amplified, while larger bumps and cracks are transmitted in the cabin using a sharper, more uncomfortable edge. Interior design like all other Kia. Attractive, user-friendly design. Feels solid and well developed. Kia renders huge strides while using cabin in the new Picanto, taking cues through the larger cars in the range. Dominating the dashboard is often a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system that sits proud with the dash, and it is very easy to use on account of clear graphics and big buttons to gain access to key functions. Lower down, the heating and ventilation controls are really simple to get to. As you move, the steering wheel feels nice up to you. There are some nice design touches including the upright air vents at either side from the cabin as well as a bit of full-width trim making the inner feel just a little wider. PC really is. It's not too difficult to find a comfortable driving position, but note how the Picanto doesn't currently permit seat height adjustment. This likely won't be an issue for average height drivers, although that relating to an exceptionally tall or short stature may struggle. Visibility is a useful one too, thanks to plenty of glass, lower window lines and small pillars, making the vista out great indeed. Comfort levels are high from the Picanto. Comfortable seats are supportive. Suspension digests lumps and bumps. The big car feel from the Picanto is essentially down to its interior along with the grown-up driving experience. The cabin can be a pleasant location to spend time having a practical design that allows the driver for getting comfortable quickly. There's average amounts of adjustment within the comfortable driver's seat, as the steering wheel only adjusts for angle, you may move it inside and out. Visibility is nice and all the automobile's controls are within easy reach and therefore are clearly labeled. It's quite simple to navigate across the Picanto's cabin. Impressive ride comfort. In relation to ride comfort, the Picanto strikes a fantastic balance between being good driving automobile and relaxing. The suspension takes up harsh bumps wonderfully indeed, and do not transmits it through to your cabin. We drove your vehicle on a mixture of smooth Spanish tarmac and broken rural roads, also it coped well indeed together with the worst surfaces. There were no rattles as well as the car remained composed the full time. 5 trim levels from 1 to GT Line S. Mid-range cars provide everything most buyers will require. Top of the range GT Line S adds While standard equipment on entry-level Grade 1 cars could possibly be sparse, there is certainly plenty of essential gadgets and conveniences to be had in mid-range to premium spec models. Standard Kia Picanto hatchback equipment. 1. Opt for your base spec 1 car and there's little from the way of standard equipment. Included within the price is electric front windows, remote locking, FM, AM radio with O and USB ports, a tilt-adjustable controls, 6 airbags and 60 hours 40 minutes split folding rear seats. 2. Move nearly Grade 2, likely to be probably the most popular within the UK, and essentials including aircon, electric rear windows, heated electric door mirrors and Bluetooth phone connectivity are typical standard. There's and a few visual tweaks mixed in, too, such being a leather-trimmed controls and gear lever, body-colored door handles and side mirror housings, a chrome grille surround plus 14-inch alloy wheels instead of steel rims. 3. Trim Grade 3 could be the first to incorporate autonomous emergency braking as standard from the Advanced Driving Assistance Pack, it being optional on 1 and 2 spec cars. Featuring pedestrian recognition, tries to stop vehicle when someone walks in front, it's available for an option on 1 and 2 spec cars. Other standard goodies add a 7-inch infotainment screen, sat-nav, climate control, rear parking sensors, and rear parking camera, 15-inch alloy wheels, cruise control as well as a 6-speaker DAB-enabled speakers. Electric folding mirrors are included, handy for in case you frequently park on narrow streets. GT Line. GT Line is truly one of 2 trim levels that incorporate a number of striking visual tweaks to your Picanto's styling. Sports back and front bumpers and side sills adorn GT Line Picantos, same as standard fit dual exhausts, red and black faux leather seats, LED indicators, daytime running lights and privacy glass on the back windows and tailgate. There's little from the way of additional equipment above the 2 spec car though, meaning in case you want the sporty looks along with a full group of gadgets, top spec GT Line S could be the only way to go. GT Line S. The Picanto's flagship trim level, GT Line S is sold with all the style and visual addenda with the regular GT Line cars, yet adds a swathe of additional equipment as well as it. So in addition for the standard kit on 3 spec cars, GT Line S adds big car tech, for example keyless entry and keyless ignition, heated seats, a heated steering and wireless phone charging. There's even a sunroof, a rarity on small city cars. Optional Kia Picanto hatchback accessories. As may be the case with a lot of Kias, there's almost no to choose from within the way of optional extras. Thankfully there's still an intensive choice of exterior colors available, from subtle standard and optional shades, to louder plus much more distinctive premium hues. Included within the latter is silver frost, chili red and pop orange, all bound to make your Picanto stand out in the crowd. Safety good with optional kit. Autonomous emergency braking available. Stiffer structure really should be beneficial. The Picanto's lighter, stronger structure was just enough for doing this to score a 3-star rating inside the 2019 Euro NCAP crash tests, only rising to 4 stars for versions fitted with automatic emergency braking, EB. There are 6 airbags as standard, having an optional knee airbag available, too, along with several active safety systems. There's VSM, Vehicle Stability Management, with Escape, Electronic Stability Control, which keeps the vehicle in check by braking when cornering a little too vigorously, while EB is usually standard on 3 specification and above. Tire pressure monitoring also keeps a watchful eye on your tires for you personally, and definitely will ping up a warning within the dashboard should they drop below what they ought to be. Plenty of passenger space. Choice of 4 years old or 5 seats. Biggest boot inside city car class. Due to your wheelbase increase, the Picanto offers more space before, and one with the most spacious interiors among its rivals. There's lots of space inside front for a few adults, it's merely the narrow body that can make it feel more cramped, but that's the way it is for any city car. In a corner, there's enough room for 2 main adults to take a seat comfortably on longer journeys, although fitting a fifth passenger in within the odd occasion will likely be a bit of a squeeze. There's no 3-door option inside Picanto, so access to the trunk is easy via wide-opening rear doors, which will probably be a boon for mothers and fathers needing to fit child seats inside the rear. Class-leading boot space. The boot with the new Picanto is greater than all its main rivals at 255 litres. The Volkswagen Up, Skoda Citigo, Seat Metrio and Hyundai i10 come near to rivaling the Picanto, but others such as the Vauxhall Viva and Peugeot 108/Citroën C1/Toyota Aygo are typically well off the pace. There's a split-level boot floor for taking advantage of too. If it's within the highest position and you'll want to fold the trunk seats down, you'll be presented having a flat load area after the seats are folded. Space is really a generous 1010 litres when you need to do this. Plenty of storage throughout. Kia has lavished storage spaces on the modern Picanto. The door bins are of a considerable size and may fit a water bottle and a few odds and ends, as the compartment below the aircon controls is large and broken into two due to a little shelf inside middle. For the first time within a city car, in accordance with Kia, there's a smaller sliding armrest between your front seats with plenty storage inside to get a small bottle or even a pair of sunglasses.